How strong is the Fiendsmith engine? Well, we're about to find out. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. This is actually going to be a pretty interesting showcase, showcasing the power of Fiendsmith to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of how this interacts with our already established Tier 1 meta. And we are actually playing against Yubel here, which is quite interesting. So, we've opened up the Fiendsmith, Lurie, Bonfire, Oak, and Imperm. So, let's see what we can do here. We're going to go ahead and Bonfire. This is actually pretty good of a call here because we're going to attempt to bait out any kind of hand trap that the opponent might have. You do see that we are going to go ahead and trigger the Pobbler here. Pobbler, go ahead and trigger, getting ashed. So, I mean, the logic here is we've cut the Pobbler off. You know, they're not going to be able to really extend out with too much more. They do have their normal summon, but this is where the Fiendsmith stuff comes into play. So, pitch to Fiendsmith, we'll get to add Fiendsmith Tractus. Alright, we'll activate Tractus, which lets us add a light Fiend monster from your deck to your hand. Then you can discard a card. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and actually pitch that Lurie out of our hand here. And then, of course, Lurie, when discarded, gets a chance to special summon itself. Mission accomplished. We've done it. So now we're going to go ahead and link on in to the Moon of the Closed Sky. The only thing you care about on this is Light Fiend. Alright, these two things right here are what make this actually very important. So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to link on in to Requiem here. Now, this is pretty straightforward. Just quick effect and tribute this card, special summon a Fiendsmith monster from your hand or deck. Alright, and then you can target a non-link light monster you control, equip this card from your field or graveyard to that monster, and give it 600 attack. We're not too worried about that. We're going to go ahead and verify on this. Alright, we're going to go ahead and Fiendsmith it on up. Now we've got the Fiendsmith off of our mill. Alright. We're going to go ahead and activate the Fiendsmith in the graveyard, which allows us to tuck back you can shuffle one other light monster from your graveyard into the deck. That's a light Fiend, and then special summon this card. You only use that effect once per turn. And then we're going to go ahead and overlay these on in to Sequenta, which just lets us doing a main phase. You can fusion summon a Fiend fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling materials listed on it from your graveyard into the deck. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and shuffle back Requiem, shuffle back Fiendsmith, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to make Lacrimosa. Lacrimosa here, on fusion, somebody target a light monster in your graveyard or banishment, either add it to your hand or special summon it, which is actually pretty straightforward here. So we're going to go ahead and special summon up our Fiendsmith here, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to get space rocked to the other side of the planet, which is, well, you know, that's pretty interesting. Do keep in mind, we have not used our normal summon yet. That's the crazy part here. Alright, that's also one big token. Alright, go ahead and tuck back our one here because this lets us ping our opponent for 1200 damage. So we absolutely will be taking advantage of that ping effect here. Now you do see our committed normal summon coming down finally to Oak, reviving the Pobbler. You do see that we are going to make the Hida here. Alright, the Hida is going to get ogred. Our opponent just has everything at this point. Like, this is actually a pretty interactive game. So our Hida is going to go ahead and get created. Hida is going to go ahead and resolve, grabbing us our Snake Eyes Ash. Oak is going to go ahead and trigger. We're finally going to get to our Flamberge Dragon. Flamberge is going to go ahead and crystallize Lacrimosa, and we're going to pass turn on over to our opponent. So our opponent drew a Yubel here. So we do have an Imperm loaded on up here, but okay. Our opponent is going to hit that concede button because they literally cannot play the game. While they did have a very, very strong flow of hand traps to interact with us, honestly, just putting Flamberge Dragon on the field after all that, and we also, you know, do have a Fiendsmith coming back on the next turn, so we'll be able to make a link too along the way. We don't have a lot to really worry about in the grand scheme of things. That was honestly, if you look at the Fiendsmith combo, a lot of people are going to look at it and they're going to go, why? Everything he did, Robbie, was like nothing too crazy. It puts a large amount of monsters on the field, and you can use those monsters to step into things like Apollosa, as well as, you know, just genuine good monster control present on the field. And we're going on into game 2 here. Alright, let's see what we can actually see our deck actually do. We open up Valor, the Ash Blossom, the Diabellstar, the Droll and Lockbird, and the Bonfire here. Meanwhile, our opponent has the Spirit of Yubel, the Nightmare Pain, the 1-for-1, the Lotus, and the Ghost Ogre. We're pretty loaded on up here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and bring down the Lotus, which is going to get Valored. I know, I love this, right? Everybody looks at the Lotus, they're like, oh, this is so good. You've committed your normal summon, and you got Veilered. Like, ugh. Time to Nightmare Pain it on up here. Alright, Nightmare Pain's gonna get ashed. Alright, well, you know what? That's fine. We'll just go ahead and toggle on into 1-for-1 here to bring out the Squirmer. Alright, we're good to go here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do Unchained combo here. We're going to go ahead and grab the Shavara. Alright, we're going to go ahead and Squirmer. Go ahead and banish. Spirit of Yubel time. We're going to go ahead and we're going to grab the Eternal Favor here. Now, I will say that I think the Eternal Favorite in this matchup is actually pretty decent. Being able to super poly up an entire field can matter all that much. Shavara, go ahead and pop the Spirit trigger. Go ahead and special summon up Yubel. We're going to go ahead and make the Unchained Soul of Rage here. And we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to set Escape. You don't actually see Escape a lot in these builds. I do think that the card is an interesting tech choice for what it can do for this, but okay. We're going to go ahead and Samsara Lotus to eat it on up with Yubel, just a pass turn. So we are broadcasting that we do have the Eternal Favorite, which is fine. But, you know, we have no Spirit of Yubel or anything like that on the side here. It's just we are good to go with the Vacuum. All right, we're going to flip up the Vacuum here just so that, you know, we can do our thing. Bonfire, going to go ahead and grab us a free Snake Eyes Ash here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to commit the Ash here to kind of scout and see what our opponent's going to do. There's the Pobbler being added on up. We're going to go ahead and grab the Divine Temple here. All right, Soul of Rage is going to attempt to Vacuum. We're going to go ahead and pop off. All right. You do see the Pobbler crystallizing itself here. We're going to go ahead and Escape, blast the Ash and that. Alright, they're going to go ahead and Unchain Soul Lord and add back the Spirit. Oh boy. And they get back their free Samsara Lotus. Well, you know, it's kind of stupid, but you know what? We'll take it. Divine Temple coming on down. We're going to go ahead and crystal up the Snake Eyes Diabell Star here to attempt to continue on. We're going to get Ogred. Wow. You know, that stings a lot. The fact that, you know, they were able to recur back the card off of the chain and still have the Ogre just feels really bad. And our opponent drew Solemn Judgment for turn. Holy crap. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pop. Go ahead and grab the Gruesome Squirmer here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and revive our Yubel. Alright, go ahead and Temple to special summon up the Pobbler here. We're going to go ahead and trigger. We'll go ahead and grab the Dramatic Snake Eyes Chase here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and activate Mature Chronicle, special the Squirmer. Alright, go ahead and pop into the Terror. Go ahead and make the Unchained Soul Lord Yama, grabbing up the Shavara. Mature Chronicle revive. Go ahead and make Varudus. Go ahead and toggle on in to the Access Code Talker. Oh boy, could that be game? Is that 8,300 points of damage? Yeah, you bet it is. Whew, our Yubel player clutching it together there. I do think it is pretty good to just see the power of, you know, the going for the Super Poly route I think was the better idea just to have it. And, you know, we didn't really need it. The biggest thing was, you know, the revival to kind of continue on with the lines of play, which actually was pretty good. I will take that. Game 3 here. We've opened up Divine Temple, Bonfire, Seeker, and Ash, and the Talents. Meanwhile, our opponent has Spirit, Samsara, Imperm, the Throne, and the Droplet. Let's see what we can cook up here. We're going to go ahead and Bonfire on in to our good card. Alright. Wanted, yep. All the good stuff for the standard combo. Snake Eyes Ash committing our normal here. We're going to go ahead and get Imperm. That's fine. That's not a problem whatsoever. We're going to go ahead and kick that on off so we can go ahead get out our Diabell Star here. Alright, there's the Wanted. Alright, crystallizing so we can go ahead and Original Sin full spoils away. We're going to go ahead and grab Oak here. Oak, go ahead, trigger on up Pablo Crystal, revive the Value Town. Now we have the Snake Eyes Chase in hand, and we have a Crystalled Ash for later. Now we're going to go ahead and do Fiendsmith combo, because generically having access to this is so good. Fiendsmith away! Go ahead and equip. Go ahead and toggle away. Isn't that cool that you can get the free material on the field from the equip for this to bring out the Flamberge Dragon? Flamberge Fiendsmith. We're going to go ahead and get the fusion set up here, along with the Flamberge to trigger. Alright, go ahead and fuse back these two. Go ahead and make the Lacrimosa. Grab back our Fiendsmith, just so we can go ahead and pitch it. So we can add the Tractus on into the Lurie. Alright, there's the Lurie pitch. Lurie, go ahead, do its thing. Go ahead and link on into the IP. Lurie back. Alright, hello Fiendsmith, welcome back. Go ahead and make the new fusion here. So quick effect negate the effects of a number of face-up cards on the field up to the number of link ratings of the link monsters equipped to this card until the end of this turn. And if this is sent to the graveyard, we can shuffle one of the light monster from your graveyard or into the deck. Actually, target a card on the field, send it to the graveyard. Okay, and I do want to point out here, this is something interesting. If you nibbed at the certain point, you would have actually still had normal Snake Eyes combo, which is actually kind of crazy. You do see the ping for the 1200, equip on up. There's the Promethean Princess on into the Flamberge, crystalling the IP. Go ahead and make the Apo chase on up, and Flamberge Crystal. Go ahead and banish, cycle back. Alright, dramatic, and wow. We've done it. Divine Temple, or we're going to go ahead and activate the throne here to make an attempt to do something here. Alright, go ahead and Dark Beckoning Beast, go ahead and negate. Alright, we're going to go ahead and attempt on Crystal. They're going to droplet. Oof, that's rough. Alright, one of the biggest droplets you had to do. Alright, there's the opening of the Spirit Gates being added, slamming down, grabbing up our little free value, pitching, reviving the Yubel. We're going to go ahead and temple on up the IP. Okay, we have this IP, so we're good to go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and whisk away on into the SP. Flamberge Dragon trigger. Yeah, our opponent's going to hit the concede button there. Unfortunately, you overpower so much, plus you have the Ash, like, you're in such a good position. So that was a good showcase for Fiendsmith. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. What you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.